Zuhdi Jasser, he's the founder and president of American Islamic Forum for Democracy, and Arash Aramesh, who is a national security analyst and attorney. Good to see both you guys. Dr. Jasser, beginning with you. I know you're an advocate for reform in the Muslim religion, and you say we need extreme vetting. Why are you so convinced of that?
Well, this is the only way to fight this war. We're at war, Trish, and we can't be undergoing this sort of national suicide or fratricide where we allow anyone to come in. And right now, the current paradigm is filtering for violent extremists. What is that? And not only should we be asking questions, and our Muslim reform movement has a declaration that laid out these ideas. There's a form of Islam that's compatible with America, and there's forms of Islam that are theopolitical, theocratic, that are not compatible. And we should not open our doors to insurgents that would come in and want to destroy our society from within. And it's not only the interview process. We should vet, have they been members of the Muslim Brotherhood, the Taliban, Wahhabi movements. So political Islamist movements should not be allowed in. It's pretty simple.
You know, Mr. Aramesh, I'd like you to weigh in on this because, we're talking about a religion that has gotten corrupted to the point where it turns into a political movement, as Dr. Jasser just explained. I know you've been very much against this kind of extreme vetting, but how do you make sure you don't get these people that are jihadists in the country if you don't vet them?
We denied 1,200 visas in 2004 alone just based on suspicions of terrorism, okay? So it's not as if everybody who applies for a visa, almost 10 million people a year who come to the U.S. come here without a single question being asked. Secondly, the burden of proof is always on the foreign national to make the case to seek entry into the United States. Where Zuhdi and I actually agree is that, yes, we have to protect our values, we have to protect our homeland, we have to make sure anyone who comes here is not a criminal, is not a radical Islamist terrorist. That is completely fine. What I'm arguing here is expediency is a method and it's proficiency. It's to make sure these methods are practical and these methods are actually in a way that can be carried out. Trump is bringing up these ideas now because he is
let me just jump in, because you say we need to make sure that these people are not terrorists that are coming here. And yet, I don't know, Dr. Jasser, as we're doing that, because otherwise we wouldn't have seen what happened in San Bernardino actually happen. I mean, this woman came here and no one had any clue. He was not an immigrant, by the way.
He was born here. He was not an immigrant.
No, I'm talking about his wife. I'm talking about his wife who came here from Pakistan.
But Arash, your paradigm of filtering against terrorist organizations, terrorism is a tactic. The ideology that threatens us is theocratic Islam. And when you have the father of the Orlando terrorists sitting behind Hillary Clinton, gone through many security clearances, you realize that we have a major problem when it comes to Secret Service filtered him. So you think right now, wait a minute, you think that right now, you think that right now we're vetting against members of the Taliban?
Hang on. Arash, go for your point. We just have 30 seconds left. Finish your thought.
Okay, so here, again, I'm arguing practicality and I'm arguing feasibility. Mr. Trump is behind in the polls. He is trailing Hillary Clinton in almost every battleground state. This week is immigration and Muslims. Next week is Mexicans. He has to do something to rally the base.
Look, I think a lot of national security concerns right now, and he's tapping into that for sure. Thank you so much. Good to see you both.